Well, will you look at that? Maybe an empty netter does work. So as you guys can tell, probably here. Let me drop that. How we doing? How we doing, guys? So that is the first time in a while that I can remember off the top of my mind them pulling the goalie, being aggressive, trying to get an extra man in there, throw something on the net. Vegas just did it and capped off a hat trick because now we're picking up some hats and stuff off the ice. And Utah has let this thing get to a 4-4 game with under a minute to go. We'll talk about the Utah game, obviously, after. But first, we got to talk about the Penguins game. And I'll be honest, I don't even know who won because there were 3 games today. This was the third game, and then I think the second game was Tampa. No, the first game that started like 30 minutes before the Penguins game, I think, was Tampa and Montreal. I think that's what that game was. I don't know. Well, let me double check, but let's get queued up here, ladies and gents, shall we? Let's get queued up. Let's get queued up. I have been excited. Here we go. The other thing, too, is I'm going to mute myself in like 2 seconds because I got to make sure that the audio is actually working, because if it's not working, I'm putting my foot through somebody's ass. That's for damn sure. Okay. Oh, the Rockets. Dude, the Rockets freaking beat the Lakers, too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes the reverse sweep. Here comes the reverse sweep for the Rockets. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Que paso? 99-93. We'll probably get into that later, too. So, let me, let's go right here. Let's click that. Let's make sure we're, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Someone just threw a hat at like the very last second. One more hat has touched down on the ice. Let's do. Okay. All right. You're starting Vegas Golden Knights. They're still cleaning up the ice. There we go. Now we're back to it. This has been a good series. I agree. Tied 2-2. One of the better series, if I'm being honest. If I'm being 100% honest, it's probably one of the better series that we've witnessed. Alright, okay, I'm going to mute myself here in like 2 seconds because I got to make sure that we are live. Because yesterday, if you guys missed it, 19 seconds. Okay, we're going to go to overtime. We're going to go to overtime in the Utah-Vegas game. Now, if I'm going to be 100% real, Vegas has all the momentum. Vegas has all the momentum, so we could see another quick turnaround goal here by Vegas. We got a little scuffle? Nah. No beef here. No beef here. Nay. No beef. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. All right. We're headed to overtime. All right. Okay, they're going to talk. They're going to chit-chat. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me mute it. Let me mute this. Because they're going to talk for like 5 seconds. Let me make sure we are good to go. Okay. Let me pull up here. Let me see if the audio is working. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for like 5 seconds, guys. Let me see if the audio works for like 5 seconds. Hold on. Okay, so mic check, mic check, mic check. Let's do it again. Let's see if the music's working. Oh, sweet. We're good. Okay, all right. For those of you going, wait, what the heck? Get into the sports already. There is something weird that happens when, like, the bit rate of audio doesn't match, and, like, it happens when I've. The Canadians won. Okay, so Montreal leads that series 3-2. Let's jump into this one, shall we? Game highlights. We'll look at that. So the third period goal. Did anybody blow a lead in this? No. Nope. Technically technically Montreal did because it was 1-0, then 1-1, 2-1, and then 2-2. So Tampa, this is something that's kind of Tampa has had to fight back in every single series that we have watched. Okay, there's one goal. Okay, so it's 1-1. We're in the second. Okay, let's fast forward. Still 1-1. Fast forward a little more. Okay, so Tampa scores here. We're second period, 7 minutes in. Oh, we're in Tampa as well. Like, this isn't a Montreal game. Okay. Huh? Okay. What? Huh? What am I missing here? What? Little backhand. Oh, whoa. Did he kick that? Hold on. Whoa, chat. Hold on. Let's look this over. Hold on. I think I see something here. Let's see if we, catch someone with their hand in the cookie jar. Okay. Pause. Chat, look at this little puck right here, okay? Watch this bad boy. Let's see. You guys be the judge. Tell me, do you guys see a kicking motion? Because that's against the rules. We're not allowed to kick pucks around here. Be sure to let me know. Does this look like a kick here? So we got our puck right there. Watch this foot. Okay? So watch his left skate right here. Don't watch the right one. Watch the left one. Let's watch if he kicks this puck right here. Whoop. I know it's super quick. Maybe we could do a super slow. No, we can't do a super slow-mo. So simple toe drag in and then whoop. Kind of a little kick. Let's see. Do we have a replay? No replay. No replay available. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Looked a little bit like a kick to me, but I'm not too. I don't know. If it wasn't a kick, you know what it could have been as well. Let's rewind it a little bit. Let's watch the defense. Could it have ricocheted? What if? Okay, now I don't know by technical definition. Maybe he kicked it because maybe there is a difference between a kicking motion versus the puck hitting off of your skate. Because look how square his feet are the whole time. There is no kicking. Oh, right there. Okay, as you can see. Okay, look. You can see the puck is somewhere. Either he's stepping on it or it's ricocheting off this defender's skate right here. Because you can see that the skate is right there. So it either ricochets, but then, see how square his feet are, and there's no intent to kick, kind of like the Boldy goal that got called back. It doesn't look. Oh, okay. Hold on. You can see a little. He right there. He kind of swivels that foot a little bit. Let's watch it again. I wish I could do it in slow mo. He kind of kicked it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me watch that one more time. Is he kicking? Okay, because it happens so fast. Is he kicking it to himself and then shooting it? Let me watch his shooting motion. So we have the, it's knocked away by Vasilevsky. Oh, okay. I missed that the whole time. He shoots it again. Watch his stick. Yeah, he does a quick little flip. There's one shot. There's two shot. Let's do it one more time. So as you can see, goes around the boards. Toe drags in. Blocked away. There's the first shot. And there's the second swipe. Okay, so he kind of kicked it to himself and shot it in. Because it was either that or it hit off of his skate and then off of like an inner pad of Vasilevsky and then went in. Either way, he's celebrating. Habs are up 2-1. And then let's fast forward a little bit here to the third where, do you guys see a blown lead? Hey guys, I don't know about you, but someone is clearly not tending their goal. Okay, see this blue part here? I might be wrong. I think you got to stay somewhere here in the blue over here. And we got someone all the way out here doing who knows what, you know. All the way lost in no man's land. Watching, as you can see, because look at his head. His head's turned that way because he knows he messed up. Okay, let's watch how this play develops. Okay, a little 2-on-1 rush. Okay. With Gensel. Was there a poked away or something? How'd this play start? Oh, just something off the boards. Okay, here comes Gensel. And we have a 2-on-1. Alright. Oh, just a simple shot. Okay. Alright, that not that bad. Okay. Look at that stat. Nikita Kucherov, 1 goal in the last 19 playoff games. He's got to get going if they want to. Oh my gosh, was that it right there? Glove side. There was a perfect steal from right there. Do you see the puck, guys? Right there. Boop. Puck's just chilling right there. If that's a perfect glove side on Vasilevsky. Oh, that's filthy. Oh man. Well, how'd he get so far? Okay. Are we just looking at speed here? So great pass. Oh, it was during a change too. Because look, we got 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, they caught him way off guard. Dude. Damn. During a change. I know this is easier said than done to, armchair quarterback it. He should have hit the deck a lot sooner. Like he should have been sprawling out. See how puck's already gone and he has his stick down on the ice? I'd be diving now. Like I'd already be on my belly. Take that penalty. It's like just dive out, reach out with your stick, take the tripping penalty or something, and then yoink. Oh, and it tipped off the... oh, yeah. Tipped right off the glove because you can see there's a little spin on it, too. Yoink. Ooh. There's a hole. There's a hole in his bucket somewhere. Oh, that is... oh, that sucks. That's tough. Dude, that sucks. That's super tough. Okay, so that's how that game ended. And that was, oh my gosh, that was a minute into, so there could have been some good chances. Shots 40-24. Let me look at third period. Let's go look at team stats. Let's go look at shots during the third period. Because I want to see all shots. Third period. Nope. Here we go. You can tell that they outshot him. because I'm there's still 19 minutes left in this game. I don't know because I wasn't watching it, so I don't. Interesting. But Canadians we're one game away, so impressive on them. Okay, let's get to the Flyers game now. Flyers versus the Penguins. This game was weird. Like it set records for weird ways, and one of the weird ways is it was the Flyers like second game that was 0-0 heading into overtime, and it was the Penguins' first playoff game 0-0 heading into overtime. So that is where there's like weird stat, if you want to look at it that way. What do we got here? Like, there's nothing much to see in the with the highlights because hey, there was no goals. But for the whole game, because again, this game probably ended. Holy shit! It's 10 o'clock. This game ended more than 5 hours ago. Okay, but well, no, hold on. Three, not 4. My bad. 3 hours ago. But there was. I mean, I think with you looked something that I've kind of noticed with, and again, I just stopped watching the rerun like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, so it's like fresh. Like when I queued up the stream, that was when overtime started, and I didn't want to mess with it because I saw that it was cutting into the Vegas game. So like from Vegas in the second period-ish, somewhere around there, to now them heading into overtime, because I tuned in like right before they tied it up in the fourth. In that span of like the second period and a half, like with the third period, missed all that because in real time, like I was watching the pig game. But because they were both on team, I didn't want to touch the remote and like have it glitch out, because there are times when it gets lost in, you know, infinity and stuff if you mess with it. Because like, fun fact, if you go look on recorded broadcasts for the Penguins versus Flyers game 1, you miss like the first two-ish minutes. So like you don't see the run out, you don't see the anthem, you don't see anything, because they were either doing their like studio thing and then cutting into the broadcast, or it was finished wrapping up the Ottawa and Carolina game. And so when it did tune in, well, hold on, it was one of the, let me look, hold on. So we are, it was the Dallas game, my bad. Yes. So like the second the Minnesota and Dallas game was over, it cut to the Pittsburgh game and you missed like the first two games. And why is that? Well, that's because Minnesota bow raced Dallas 6-1, and so they had to take a lot of TV timeouts that cut into the other broadcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to my TED Talk. I haven't looked at the chat in a while. How we doing, chat? Ooh, crickets. All right, that's fine. All right. What are we gonna do now? Okay. So when you watch games that are shutouts, there's kind of measurements of great saves. That's the overtime shot. Just a simple whoop, and ends up in the back of the net. Like it's just one of those top of the blue line, and you just throw something waiting for someone to redirect it. And he might have chipped it in. I don't know. We'll see different angles on it. But honestly, it doesn't matter whether it was him or him. Like, they won. But let me see if we have... Oh, no, that's the goal. That's the goal. Do we have any... Oh, this is all the overtime series. Okay, never, because there's one save, and then here comes the young man, Martone, the rookie. Like, watch Shilov's stick here. It just gets lost, and he drops it, and his stick is laying flat on the ice, and the stick saves it. So Martone could have ended it right there and became a household legend if he already is in Philadelphia. But it just sat right there. Super crazy. And then these two collect it because it's a two-man job here, and then they throw it away. But it doesn't. Like, there were so many good saves between Shilovs and Vladar. Like, it just, you look at the third period, because at the beginning of overtime, the Flyers had to tighten up because the Penguins' pressure was just everything. I mean, let's go look at the team stats. What are we looking at? Yeah, look at that. 42 effing shots, dude. Look at that shit. 42. I haven't seen a playoff performance stat-wise like that since Shesterkin against Carolina a couple of years ago, off the top of my head. Because didn't he have like 47 in their shutout of Carolina in a win or something like that? Like, it was a high number. And both goalies played fantastic. I wouldn't put this one necessarily on Shilovs. And I wouldn't put... Because I don't really know where you would put the blame in this loss. Just because there were so many good chances for everyone. Let me look on. Yeah, there's a good save by him. Where is... Oh, the other thing, too, is right after the goal. Dude, watch him. Hold on, where is it? Right. Okay, right here. Dude, watch him yeet the hell out of this stick. So, again, just a simple rub at the blue line. And then you just kind of throw it. See what happens. Just go throw it at the net. See what you get. Whoop. And then just doink. Like, oh, man, it was... So then we got some celebration, some pandemonium, some popcorn. Some popcorn right there. So, you know, you paid $30 for popcorn, and, you know, you get to see your popcorn fly up in the air in celebration. Which I did. Oh, there's a can or two, which I definitely would have. Which, I mean, dude, it's, if you've seen the Philadelphia Eagle memes, you know, yeeted the shit out of that stick, which I don't know how much money that stick would sell for, but like, just yeets that shit into the stands. And then they go pile up over here on the opposite end. Like, it's impressive. It's like, you can't hate it, because I mean, that's kind of like the gamesmanship of hockey. In these guys haven't won a playoff series since 2012? 2012 or the 2010 year when they lost to the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup. Like, it's been a hot minute. And then, not only that, but just overtime winners are sick. Like, overtime series clinching goals are fantastic. They're fun. Dallas had one last year against the Jets. Did Rantanen have one that sent Colorado home? Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head. But like, yeah, it's been a long time coming, which is cool. You gotta tip your cap to him, because yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since they won a playoff series. And I kind of the other thing too, it would have been cool on the other end too if Pittsburgh won it, because they haven't won a playoff series since 2018 either. And regardless of who won, it kind of would have been its own little chapter of history, considering I think in 2018 was the most recent one, but I think Crosby and the Flyers have met 3 times in the postseason. Let me go. Let's go take a little look-see, shall we? Crosby. Mm. 3-1. Okay, so this was series number 4. So he was undefeated. Because that was the other thing that I was gonna say is, where it's kind of like, oh, okay, is since the last 21 years, 0-3. So 0-3 to Crosby. They went 3-0 in this series. I don't know, a little fun numbers game if you want to look at it from that angle. I don't know. But yeah, they end up winning it. And then Vladar, dude. Vladar played out of his mind. I gotta make a video because I think here's the most unkeepable promise. We're gonna do a video on Freddie Anderson and Vladar to get ready for next series to compare goalies. Yeah, that video is never happening, but I'm gonna promise that it's gonna happen. Because that's going to be a great goalie matchup. I think, no, you noticed it with Skinner, Pickard, Bobrovsky, and kind of a little bit with Hill in 23, but it wasn't as glaring. Murray. Like, we have to go all the way back for the Penguins. Murray, Vasilevsky in 21, where there are moments in the playoffs where the goalie just kind of takes care of business, where your offense can be piss poor and just, I mean, we saw it today. This was a 1-0 game. You turn the channel and you go, well, Utah and Vegas, it's 4-4, you know. Goaltending in this series, in the Ottawa one, in a little bit in the Tampa one with Montreal, the Kings one with the Avalanche, Forsberg and Wedgwood. I'm trying to think, anybody else? No, because the Wild one in Dallas, those games have been high scoring, 4-5, 6-4, 6-1 for the first game. But of the 8 series, there's been like 3 or 4 of the series, no, 2 or 3 of the series where it's like the goaltending matchup and the goalies have played absolutely phenomenal. And this was one of them where I don't think, even though, I mean, this is maybe there's a little bit of copium behind this take, but I don't think goaltending was Pittsburgh's fault for losing this series. Like, I think Shelov's played phenomenal for stepping in, and I think with Skinner, I think the reason why he was pulled was only because the Penguins were down 0-3. And it's like, well, let's throw something at the wall and let's see what sticks. And I was thinking, even if the Penguins were to mount that huge 3-0 comeback and do a reverse sweep, there's parts of me that think they would have kept riding with Shelov's until, okay, maybe he loses 2 in a row, and then it's like, okay, let's switch back, because that is what was going on with last year with the Oilers. Skinner got benched during the Kings series, and then Pickard played a little bit until he got benched in the Vegas series, and so I just, anyways, going back to it though, what my original point that I was trying to make is Penguins on why they lost this series definitely goes to just defense and the speed of the Flyers, man. They were buzzing. And the puck, you can talk a little bit about puck luck, where this game alone, there were so many great chances for both teams to score. Because realistically, let's go look at chances. I don't know if they do a chances stat here. Team stats, chances, giveaways, takeaways, block shots, shorties, power play opportunities, face off one. Oh, damn it. No. Nope, they don't have the chance stat, which would be cool. La 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 la. They don't have it. Oh well, that's fine. But if with the looks and the chances that there were, this game would have been so. Hold on, let me go full box score maybe. Well, yeah. See, look at this. So York, who had the game winner, and then Shilov's in the losing side. He's one of the stars of the game, which there's a little bit of credibility to the stars of the game stat, but like the Pittsburgh gave the number one star to Ovi, even though he had no points and no goal. Like, it's kind of a okay. Here we go. Seeing if there's any chances. Nope. Penalty minutes. Hits. Okay, never mind. Yeah, if the chances were made, this game would have been like 5-6. Because in the second period, a lot of the ice was tilting towards the Flyers, and it settled in the third period. Ice started to tilt Penguins' way, and then start of the overtime, ice started to tilt the Penguins' way. Like, it was just great chance after great chance, and both goaltenders played fantastic. All right. And we're still live between the Vegas 4-4 game, so let's go over here to another game because we have not done Tuesday's games. Oh yeah, Pasternak. Yep. Let's get that queued up and then we'll look at it. I have no clue how this game went, so I'm gonna watch it along with you because I was too busy in around. So I had no clue. Like, I had a feeling Boston would win, but I wasn't 1,000% confident with Boston winning. I just thought if Boston doesn't want to get embarrassed, and I know it would be a huge overreaction, but if Boston were to have lost 4-1, there's parts of me, like with the blown game one, the 6-0 loss. Oh, my bad. Sorry, 6-1. The 6-1 loss last game, being swept on home ice, to go down 3-1 and then lose this. There's parts of me that somebody's getting fired and the team's going to have a little bit of movement and stuff. All right, here we go. Okay, so early goals. Okay, that's a little bit of a change. We've had, while covering this series, some of the games up until the last one, when Buffalo scored, it took them a while to get into the game. So, okay, 1-0. All right. Oh, you can't write that up any better. Like, come on. Look at, like, perfect saucer pass over the middle, and then he's just there in the red circle for a simple one-timer. Swayman, you can tell by his stance, he's already launched and ready to go. Just out of the reach. Just out of his reach. That's a great goal. Not gonna. Okay, and then Boston scored. Yeah, we got Boston scoring? Okay, how the hell did Boston score? So I see a couple gentlemen, we're going this way. The goal's over here, gentlemen. I don't know what we're doing. Well, a little wraparound. Okay. So good shot. There's the puck right there. Deflected up. Tried to be swiped away. Gather, spin, and shoot. Okay. Do we got a little redirect over here by 11? No, I don't think so. I think that just kind of... Alright, let's watch this. There's the shot. Oh, it went off the pad. Went off one of the blockers and rolled in. Okay. Alright, so we're tied at 1 apiece. Well, hold on. When did Boston tie it? Okay, so Boston tied it in the third with 10... No. In the second with 10 minutes to go. So Buffalo scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. Didn't score again, and then Boston tied it with 10 minutes to go in the second. And then now we're in the third. If we're showing highlights, there must have been a great save. Oh, yeah, that looks like a good save. Good save by Swayman. Hey, you know what? Maybe him barking at the bench last game to tell people to get their ish in gear. Maybe that worked, because it's kind of all I can say from kind of watching hockey. The best way I could understand it is if your goalie is still in and you guys, because he got pulled at the very end, but it's like if it is 5-0, 6-0, and your starting goalie is still in, chances are it's your defense who've blown the game. Because I would think if it's your goalie that's just pitching a stinker out there, probably after the third goal or fourth goal, he's gone, he's out. But if like you're keeping him in till the third period and then pulling him after like 6 goals, I don't know. Don't know how coaches think 100% of the time, but that's what I would think. Is coaches are like, okay, this is more on, defense rather than him. Versus, okay, yeah, you let it up 5 goals in the first period. Yeah, get out here. Had a bad game. We'll get him next time. We're still playing hockey in Vegas. There's 9:23 to go. It's tied 4-4. Tomorrow we got the Minnesota and Dallas game, and then Anaheim and the Oilers, which I knew the Oilers would win because there was no way in hell after. Oh yeah, there's the save. Look at this. Look at this goodness right here. Just whoop. A little loose change right there. Go crash the boards. Get the rebound. Nothing. Pickpocketed right there. Did Swayman block? Okay, so we got a blocker save, but then did he kick it with his skate right there? No. No, he just kicked up his leg last second. Oh, we're still loose scramble. Loose scramble, and then it's turned away. All right. Now let's fast forward a little bit. So now we are in overtime. So that was a good chance for the Sabres. Now we're in OT. Now we're pushing forward. Blocked away. Oh my gosh, he was left on an island. Look at this. Okay, where's Pasta? Thrown away and saved. Okay, Pasta. Where the hell did he come from? Is he being sub? Is this him? Because all these guys are going this way, and then by the time they regain the puck, Pasta's already like in the frame, halfway towards the goal. So he must have come from like, obviously onside first, but he must have come from like right here, and then, anyways, calls game. Sweet drag, dude. Jumps into the boards. Talking a little bit of shit to the fans here. Yeah. Oh, I like that. You can't even get mad at that. That's actually pretty sick. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. Look at him chirping. That's fun. Yeah. Pasta's good, dude. Yep, little whoop, back and forth. Look at him sprawling that way, dude. He's full on huge DQ, just woo. Got him. clutch. He's had some clutch buckets in the postseason before. Leafs fans know all too well, unfortunately. But I kind of a feeling that I had after the Sabres went up 3-1 in that series though is, and kind of the same thing with the Edmonton game is, it was the same with Pittsburgh in Game 4, where this is an elimination game, and usually you see the only team that I've seen not give. I'm not saying teams aren't giving 100% of the time. Like, the only team that I saw not be able to do that was the Kings, because that was a tight game. I believe it was 1-1 or 2-1 heading into the third, and then that's where we had that 4-goal onslaught where the Avalanche just blew them out there in the last period to send the Kings home. But yeah, Oilers, Bruins, the Penguins twice. The Dallas is going to get a chance here too because they're down 3-2. Boston. This one against Utah and Vegas is not going to really have one because it's tied 2-2. I think if Vegas wins this, I can see Vegas winning in Utah, wrapping it up in 6, kind of like how I predicted. I think I had Utah winning games. All I know is I had Vegas winning game 5 and 6, like kind of like a boom boom. But I don't know. I don't know if I gave Utah 2 home wins or splitting 1-1 home and away. I can't remember. Because Vegas sometimes is really shaky at home. Same with the Avalanche and the Stars. Case in point, we'll use that as a great segue to get to our next point here, because we're going to talk about the Minnesota game. All right, let's go. Here we are, Wild in the Stars. Our last game ended in overtime. No, what? Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was the Boldy one. Okay, so Boldy was game 4. Johnson was game 3 in double overtime. Oh, game 6, man, that's gonna be fun. Damn. Okay. How the hell did this game go? Did they just beat them up? Oh yeah. 2-1. So it kind of a close game. 2-1 and then 3-1 with 12 minutes left to go. 3-1 empty net. What do we got here? Give me something. Give me some. Oops. Let me switch it over. Okay. 3-2. And then the empty netter. I don't count empty netters really. They're just kind of okay. Well, I actually might count this one. This one's actually kind of just whoop. Yeah, acrobatic, but there's no goalie, so it's kind of like whatever. Oh well, you look at that. 2 minutes. There's also 2 minutes left in the game. So, I don't know. Seems like maybe you could have waited an extra 30 seconds. Maybe an extra minute. Whoa, gentlemen. Everybody grab a dance partner. Someone flopped. Someone definitely flopped in this right here. So Vegas and Utah. Puck's up in the air. Whistle, whistle, whistle. Oh, what the hell? Okay, someone someone cross-checked the Vegas player like 2 seconds after the whistle. Vegas power play. So the power play is over. We're full strength. We have a whistle. Then the cross check. And then he fell over. Which, could he have embellished that a little bit? You know, sell it a little bit. But it's also a cross check after the whistle. You're not getting away with nothing. Okay, so then everybody's grabbing a dance partner. Did anybody get hit in the face? Holy shit, I'm tired. Shit, people. We probably might not do a game stream after this. I don't know. Oh, okay. So Vegas got caught with the high stick. Then we have the whistle. Then we go the cross check. Like 3 seconds after the whistle. Ooh, 4-on-4. Oh, they did. They did give him an embellishment. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. 4-on-4 we play on. Gotta go to acting school. You gotta sell it a little better. You know what I've noticed too? Because I've kind of watched, because we've had some diving in this series particular. I've noticed when a player like genuinely trips, like you can see that their face and like their neck kind of like bounce off the ice. It's like a thump thump. But when it's like they know they're gonna trip and they flail, their arms are braced a little more and they're stiff like a board. There's no like wave, because it like there was Crosby's embellishment where he kind of dove a little bit. There's Hughes a couple games ago. I think Stone in the Vegas series had one too where he dove. But like, if a player is genuinely tripped up, they don't brace themselves, and so that's where the body has like these whipping actions when you rewatch it in slow motion versus, oh, I know you're gonna come after me, I'm gonna flop here for a second, and then you see Letang just like stiffen up and get ready, because yeah. What do we got here? So it's 4-on-4. There's 5:30 left. I don't think this would go to a double overtime, but oh my gosh, that almost went in. Hart got caught going left when the puck was hitting off the right post. That was such a, okay. I gotta mute that though. We'll cover that when this game is over. Even though now it's starting to heat up, and I gave Utah no effing chance to win this series. Not a snowball's chance in hell. This 4-on-4, whoa, okay, good save. This 4-on-4, I will say, has been dominated by Utah. There's the other thing, too, about the Penguins game. I'm cutting back and forth with all these games, which I'm sorry about that. But, like, with the Penguins game and stuff, and I'm not the first one who noticed it. It was Tree that ultimately said it. And, after he said it and I started noticing it, it's like, yeah. How many times were the Penguins on a power play, but the Flyers had the puck in their zone? It happened more than once. It was absolutely ridiculous. Or you can have where the in one of the power plays, the Flyers had the puck in in the Penguin zone, and they took like 2 shots, and it was, I think it was like 2-on-2 or 2-on-3, where the Flyers had all their players and only 2 players were back for the Penguins, and it was the Penguins power play, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? Defense got exposed, but all right, let's go. So you got that one. So Minnesota was down 2-1, and they've won 2 in a row to take a 3-2 lead in this one. This one did not surprise me at all. 3-0. We got another power play goal. McDavid has still been absent in this series. I think sorry. I think I might make a milk carton meme. Maybe. I don't know. Because, yeah. He's been, don't know where he's been. Let's go look at some of the stats here. David, 2 assists. Okay, 2 assists. How many shots on goal? 4. Oh, okay. We haven't called his name. He hasn't had that kind of game where it's like, I said we're going to Game 7. He hasn't had one of those. Goals versus the Anaheim Ducks, 2, and I believe those 2 goals were in Game 1. And so we've seen the points later on. See, look. Game 1. Oh, it was Game 3. My bad. Wait, why the hell does it say he had 2 goals if we only have 1? Someone has been fetching Game 5, Game 4, Game 3, Game 2, Game... Dude, someone's been fetching lying to me. Okay, so this is a horse shit stat. He only has 1 goal. Look. Look at this. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. He lies. The deception. Okay, but the Oilers, I don't think the Oilers are down and out just yet. Well, I've seen the Oilers climb back. We've seen them climb back from 3-1 before. We've seen them climb back from 3-0 also. Wednesday. Oh, guys, look at this. The Pistons won. We don't need to panic too much. Look at this. We're fine. Because I bet there were a handful of Piston fans out there going, well, guess who's not going to be a ticket shareholder next year? Now, I will say, have the Pistons been pretty fraudulent? Yeah. Like, there haven't been any, at least that I've noticed and followed to pay attention. Holy, 45? Holy shit. Damn. Nice job, boys. But I can't, clips wise, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen any where it's like, boom, there's the dagger. Kind of like the last 1v8 that was an upset with the Heat. I don't know. 109-116. This probably went to the end. Nope. 81-96 with 10 minutes in the fourth. 78-87 in the third. Start of the third, it was 6-point game at halftime. 4-point. 6-point game at halftime. Heading into the fourth, it was a 10-point game. Let's go largest lead. Largest lead was a 17-point lead. They led for 99%. So the Magic didn't. Okay. Yeah, this game was not close. Oh, shit. I need a swig, man. I need a freaking swig. Where's my jug? Where's my chug jug? My throat, we're getting dry around here. Where's my water? I ran out of soda. Oh, damn. I thought this series was over. Okay, Cleveland leads 3-2. Taking care of business. Did the Raptors? Yes. They snuck out. Yes. After going down 2-0, they evened the series in Toronto. Oh, this one's definitely going 7. If Toronto went undefeated at home, and even, yeah, this one's going 7. And then we're going to have a Game 7 James Harden moment. No, but, that, I say that jokingly, but if you watch Harden's playoff exits and Mitchell's playoff exits with whatever team it is, it's an untimely injury for Mitchell, and then it's also an untimely injury for a Harden teammate, whether it's Kyrie or Kevin Durant or Joel Embiid or himself, and then Game 7. So that is why I didn't have Cleveland getting past the Pistons and had to, like, because I was torn between the Cavs or the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Final. But, like, there is parts of me where there is a real, and I'm talking like a real chance that if the Magic hold on to that 3-1 lead and they end up beating the Pistons, the Magic are probably going to play in the Eastern Conference Final against the winner of the Knicks and the Celtics. Like, there is a good chance that we're going to have Apollo Banchero versus Jason Tatum matchup in the Eastern Conference Final. Then we're all scratching our heads going, wow, what the hell? The Celtics swept to go to the finals again? Yeah. Yep, they did. Yeah, because I don't... Yeah. Ooh, we're at the end of over... Just when I say we're not going to a second overtime, it's still 4-4 in Vegas. The men will skate off and head into the locker room for our halftime intermission. My name's Doc Emmerich. You're watching the NHL on NBC. Okay, you want to know when hockey started to suck? When NBC said, we're good. Hey, our bread and butter, we don't want it anymore. We're going to put everything in on Sunday Night Football. Okay. Hey, do you guys want to see some baseball highlights under the Toronto page? All right, let's go to the other games. So the Cavs won, and then the Rockets and the Lakers won. Now, let me see, is Kevin Durant playing? Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Negatory Ghost Rider. Now, why is KD still injured? Why is he not playing? Let's go look. What is going on with KD? This was posted a couple left knee sprain and bone bruise. Ruled out. He was ruled out for Game 5. He was also ruled out for Game 4 from the coach. Yeah. 2 days ago. Doku shares Kevin Durant's injury update for Game 5. Yep. Because here is what is so funny. It's almost as if the Rockets are a Kevin Durant away from completing a reverse sweep. I know I'm such an asshole. And because I'm saving a punchline that I have ultimately. I might do a series review video on the Rockets and the Lakers. But it's like, damn, it's as if they're only a Jalen Green away from winning this series against the Lakers. Oh, you traded him off to Phoenix? Damn. Oh, Phoenix. Or, the Clippers. Oh, you guys were a CP3 away from beating Curry and the Warriors in the play-in for a chance to have the honorable mention of getting swept by the Thunder. Damn. Man. If only they were, a healthy Kevin Durant away from, like, it just, yeah. Because that would be so. Because I can already picture it now. I can already picture it now. The Kevin Durant stance and stuff, which there are parts of me that sometimes I'm like, yeah, sometimes I'm like, no. But if the Rockets can get this to 7 and they get blown out in game 7 or lose a close one, if Kevin Durant was playing, they would have won. Period, end of story. Because how the hell, if you're down 3-0, do you claw your way back with your best player not even playing? How the hell does that happen? So, but again, I think with ultimately though, with whoever won this series, however you want to look at it, you got to look at it with an asterisk a little bit because, Doncic and Reeves are out as well. Like, of all the series, except the Nuggets one with the Timberwolves, because that one's gotten interesting as well too. Which, did I make a video for my prediction of them coming back from 3-1? No. Am I going to look silly for not having one ready by the time they come out, come back from a 3-1? Yes, I'll look very silly. But the Rockets series, but also the Nuggets Timberwolves series, those are the most injury-riddled series that there are in this postseason. Because Thunder and Suns, Booker didn't get injured, SGA didn't get injured. Like, it was Williams. Williams was the only one that got injured. Like, and Williams, kind of, a Robin to SGA's Batman, when really the real Batman is the ref. But don't tell nobody that, okay? But I don't know. Because whether or not they win or lose this series, NBA media is going to be like, okay, where's Kevin Durant's new home? Where's his trading destinations? And they're going to throw the Nuggets out, the Heat, the Knicks, the Bucks, there's parts of me that think that everybody is leaning the way of Giannis leaving Milwaukee. I don't see it because Giannis has been loyal to Milwaukee up until this point, and if he wanted to be gone, he would have left after the 23 exit, and he probably would have left in 22 also. When else could he have left? Yeah, left in 22 after they lost to Boston, or hot take, he could have left in 2020, because that's the thing that I've started to notice with NBA trades and rumors and talks of trades. I've just kind of started to ignore them, because you go turn the clock back a little bit to 2020, right after Jimmy Butler in the bubble and the Heat beat the Bucks. What were the number one articles talking about for Giannis Antetokounmpo? He's going to jump ship and head to Miami. Did he? Nope. Stayed the course. They won the NBA Finals the next year. And then, okay, we fast forward to 22. He beats Boston. What are the talking points? Oh, he's going to jump ship. And then, every year after year after year, in 23, after they lost to the Heat, it's like, we haven't seen a 1 seed since the last time they did. He's bound to leave now. And he doesn't leave. And so I think it's media talking points because the NBA is slow that day or something. And, I mean, for the last 10 years now, no thanks to KD, we've been playing, GM every year by picking and choosing and playing Super Sim with, our dynasty modes of, okay, this is where this player's going to get traded or whatever, because the NBA's kind of broken in that way. Not broken, but I mean, hell, the Cavs series against the Raptors isn't even over, and people think Mitchell's leaving. People also thought Mitchell was leaving after the Pacers beat him too in 24 with his, it's just, people just jump so quick versus you look at hockey, and I unfortunately I always compare hockey and the NBA together, but and it only has to do with them being played at the same time. I think I'm gonna have to watch some videos. I think I do the same thing with college football and NFL, where I compare them hand in hand. But like, um, T'Chuk came out because one of the reporters was talking about, we've been hearing a lot of, ramblings and stuff about your relationship and stuff with Ottawa and like, what your plans are moving forward. And he was like, we're good. These questions are starting to actually become distracting because you look at hockey like, and I think it's going to get loud. Let's bring it back to the Penguins because that's, you clicked on the thumbnail. You're like, hey, who the hell is this guy? What's he talking about? Oh my gosh, I forgot about. Well, I missed that because I was in the first period. They're doing like a little Sports Center recap and stuff on TNT, and so they're talking about when there was the scuffle at the very beginning of the first period with Achari and Martone and Shea and all them. But what was the point I was trying to make? But like Penguins fans are going to get real loud and they're going to talk about Kay Carlson, he's got to go. Letang, he's got to go. Jano, he's got to retire. They've been saying that Crosby, probably for the last 3 years, because I don't think people talking about it, people weren't. Remember, okay, it was around the time that Nelson went from the Islanders to the Avalanche. It was around that time. Same with T'Chuk going from the Flames to the Panthers. So yeah, in like around that trade off season period in 23, after blowing the 3-1 lead to the Rangers in the 22 playoffs, like the talk was Crosby's never going to win another cup on the Penguins because the Penguins are losing bums and blah, blah, blah. Get him to the Avalanche. Get him to somewhere. They also threw out the Toronto Maple Leafs as if that would make a difference. Like, they threw out he's got to come back home to Canada. He's got to, all that BS. But, well, you look at that. He stuck the course and he stayed in Pittsburgh. Why? Because that is what the NHL is. There is loyalty of like McKinnon, Makar, Landeskog, like through his injury, Ovi, Anze Kopitar, Doughty as well on that Kings team. Like, guys stay on their teams. They just do. It's not like the NBA where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick up my things and I'm gonna go. Because, like, if I'm being honest, the load managers of whether it's baseball or basketball or football, of like the guys not showing up during like, I'll poke fun at Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I was gonna poke fun at Ayuk on the 49ers. I'll poke fun at Aaron Rodgers. That would not fly. Like him doing this, are you coming or going kind of mentality, that wouldn't fly. Like somebody, whether it's from upper management, whether it's the teammates himself, like they'd all hold each other accountable. And like we have not, as far as I know and can remember, I don't think we've had stories like that where, yeah, are you gonna trade or not? Well, what's the dealio here, dude? So I don't know. Same with Jokic, because we're gonna get to Jokic here in 2 seconds, right? Oh, they played on Monday. I saw a little bit of this game, but I did see that the Thunder swept. Yeah, because Jokic is in talk, of course, with trades too, and I've already thrown it out there into the universe that if Jokic went to the Knicks would win the NBA Finals, because he's the best big man there is in the NBA, and there's no denying it. Okay, if we are... How are we looking on time? Oh, shit. That's almost minute. Okay. All right, people on the shorts end. Attention. Attention, attention, people on the shorts end. We are going to cut the stream here. Yes, happy Wednesday. How we all doing? Ooh, we had a couple flutters. We had 20 people. No, not 20 people. 12. We had 12 people here at one time. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let me in that stream. Sweet. Sweet. I know it's a hard out, guys, on the shorts end, but if you're over here on the long stream, you're good. You're good. We're gonna ramble for probably another 5-10 minutes and then call it a stream because I'm tired. No game stream tonight. Sorry, guys. Dude, it's 11. Give me a break. Okay, someone's got to put their grippers away. They got their dogs out on the table. What the hell is going on? Parts of me want to, count down to the second overtime. Second overtime starts in a minute 40. I mean, we could. I mean, we could stay and hang out if we want. Here, let me check the chat over here. No. It's like, no chat. We are not staying and hanging out. We are cutting this off and going. But, here's the games that happened on Tuesday. The Sixers snuck one out. They won 113-97. I saw a lot of people on NBA Twitter get upset with this one because it's like, damn it, these Celtics can't put them away. And it's like, relax. Like, oh, will you look at that? Look at that. What does that say? NY leads series 3-2. So when the sky is falling and we're all panicking, oh my gosh, the Knicks are going to blow it. They're down 2-1. Will you look at that? The Knicks have won 3 in a row. And then guess what the Knicks are going to do on Thursday? They're going to go into Atlanta, come into your trap, take over your trap. Brunson's going to probably drop 50, and then he's going to hit one of these on the way out, and the Hawks are going to go home. If you think the Knicks and the Celtics are not playing in the next round, your head is so far shoved up your own ass, you have not watched any basketball lately. Now, have the Pacers upset a couple people in the last couple years and have the Timberwolves as well? Yes. But that was also like, you know, there were a couple injuries in a couple of those playoff runs, okay? It just I don't see it. I don't see the 76ers mounting a 3-1 comeback and beating the Celtics because the Celtics just have too much. It's too much, darling, to quote Edna Mode. It's too much. Where you look at the Sixers, are we still trusting the process 15 years later? Like the Celtics, you go look at resumes, you line stats up together, throw it all the way down. Tatum alone and Brown, you could do both of them. Like, either one, whichever one you want, throw them in the Hall of Fame. Is Embiid going to get in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Because the Hall of Fame, if you ask a lot of fans, this isn't coming from me, but if you ask a lot of fans, the NBA Hall of Fame has kind of turned into the NBA Hall of Good. And I don't know. I think Embiid might get in there. But you can't, like, dude, the Sixers have been a 2 seed before. The Sixers have been a 2 seed and been walked down. They've been a 3 seed and walked down. Like, what was this? 24, 25. Oh, they won 24 games that year. They're not, no. There's the 24 season. Here's the 23. There's their 3 seed. Hey, did they make the past the... No. So here's the 22 season. Oh, hey, they're the 4 seed. Did they make it past... No. 21. Hey, they're the one seed. Did they make it? No, they did. Dude, they didn't even make it. Oh my hell. Where did. Oh, dude, how far the Jazz have fallen. Dude, this shit pisses me off too. This is an anomaly. Like, people will look back in 2021 and be like, what the hell? The Jazz were the one seed? Yeah. Yeah, they were. And what did they do with that one seed? Jack shit. Because I think they lost in Memphis in the first round. I can't remember. See, it's been so long, I don't even. This Philly team probably lost to Miami. Or, no, it couldn't have been Miami because the Bucks and Miami played in the first round. The Hawks. It had to be the Hawks. Because the Hawks and the Bucks ended up playing. Yeah, it was the. Because Milwaukee's road was Miami in the first round, Brooklyn in the second round, Atlanta in the Eastern Conference final, and then the Suns. So then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they played one. They played that team, and then the Knicks and the Hawks series. The Hawks won. So then Hawks and Knicks, and then yeah. Okay. Not Knicks, but you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, whoops. Here, let me scroll up a little so you guys can see. Whoops. Okay, so we're in the top of the. Gosh, if this was baseball, this is probably the 15th inning. Top of the 15th inning here in beautiful Las Vegas. Score is 4-4. There's the pitch. Outside for a ball one. Could you imagine if there were baseball fights like hockey? That'd be fun. There's the windup and the pitch. Ball. Okay. We covered basketball. We covered the NHL. No need to cover the draft. No need. All right, people. We are going to end it here. I will say one thing. Let me get some queued up here for funsies. I'm gonna have to find some time. But we will be doing one of these. Okay? We will be doing a review one of these days. I think it would be super fun. There is which in fact, I'm going to look it up right now. Because I don't want to get any copyright claim. No, where is... There's one where there's an edit where it's half and half. That one's a sick edit. That one's such a sick edit. Where's the half and half? No! Where's the half and half? Is this the half and half? No. Where's the half and half? Right. 'Cause I don't want to get any copyright claim. No. Where's the half and half? No. Where's the half and half? Where's the half and half? No. 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 Where's the half and half? Right. so that's the Spinorama one, which is a sick video. Oh, it might be this. No. No, it's not that one. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Okay. Okay. Is this cropped right? Oh, this shit ain't cropped right. Hold on. What about here? Okay, this'll do. Okay, where? I have to find the right angle to pause it at. So it's a badass edit. Where? Right there. Okay. This scene in the theaters was freaking, because there were a handful, and when I do my review, I'll have to find the clips. This clip alone, like, made me go, holy shit, he looks just like him. Because there were parts of the film where it's like, you know it's not him, but there are moments in the film, and it's not because, oh my gosh, he's dancing just like him. No, but like, where there's like just a quick frame where it's like we're going one cut to the next cut, like back to back, boom, boom. Where, oh, look at that, overtime winner. Vegas just took a 3-2 lead. Look at that. We're gonna have to. Who am I kidding? I'm not doing a reaction video. How the hell did this happen? What I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh my gosh, it was a shorty. Utah's on the power play. Utah is on the power play. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 Utah players in their zone, and there's only 2 Vegas guys, and they... Wait, no, hold on. Maybe I'm overreacting. There's 5, and there's 3 Vegas guys. Okay, it's behind the red line. Oh my gosh. Dude, he just picked his pocket right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, if... I'm going to ramble for like 2 more seconds, and then we can look at the video, because that is Utah failed to get it out of the zone, and then he turned right back around after stealing the puck, shot it at the net, and called game. Okay, but back to my Michael Jackson. Back to my Michael Jackson thought, which, boy, my voice is running out. There were a handful of scenes. The elevator scene, a little bit, where just from a quick glance, kind of like this, like, that looks like Michael Jackson. That does not look like Jafar. That looks like Michael. Like it. There are just so many where it's like, holy shit, that looks awesome. It's like this, like you can tell. This one was pretty cool too, because like, again, the lower half of the face where it's like, yeah, that looks like Michael. This scene was pretty cool. Like, no. Like, yes, but like, no, you can, oh, there it was. I missed one of them. Yeah, when he pulled up with the Grammys and he was standing on the yeah. That scene's probably my favorite scene. Not gonna lie. Moonwalk. Yeah, he ate that shit up. Yeah, when he had the sun, maybe it's the sunglasses because you don't see his eyes. But yes. This scene is like, holy shit, he looks just like, which, it's like, well, duh. I talk about, like, respecting the source material, and then it's like, what better way to respect the source material than have it be your own damn nephew? Like, it's like, you can't even get any farther in the source material than that. But a quick thought on that, on the Jackson movie, is it's literally, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not bad. It's like, oh my gosh, what the hell? Do we have another shoving match? Hold on, maybe our stream's not over just yet. Okay, wait, we gotta wait like 30 seconds though. In that 30 seconds, I'll ramble about the Jackson movie. There was a little bit of a hero's journey in the fact of, like, you get to watch Michael just come into his own, and, like, you know what the stakes are. You see the stakes tighten up a little bit with the music career and him wanting to go do his own thing, because it kind of eats at him the whole movie. Which, spoiler alert, not to, but it's like, dude, it's freaking. Hello, like, yeah, that's a spoiler. Duh, like, yeah, he left the Jackson 5 and did his own thing. If you haven't listened to music, that blows your mind that I just spoiled the movie for you. But the other spoiler that I'm not going to talk about until I do a review would be the final song that he sings in that particular album. Because, yes, and this was spoiled to me, but I didn't see it as a spoiler at the time. But then when I left the movie theater, I was like, low-key kind of like, well, some bit. I kind of wish I didn't know that, because when you notice it, it's like, yeah, because it's like, oh, he didn't sing or and you notice all the songs he doesn't, and then you go, well, yeah, if you look at his discography. So that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, let's look at this shoving match. Apparently, we had a little Royal Rumble in Cleveland today, which is Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland's in their whites. Okay, I don't know about the Cleveland white jerseys. Okay, so apparently it's between Harden and him, which, again, every masterpiece has a cheap copy. Everybody's been feeling, that's what it is. They're feeling some type of way because they saw Jokic and McDaniels get after it, and they're like, we want some of that attention. I didn't come here to watch highlights. I came here to watch a shoving match. Oh, they cut to a highlight reel before. Oh my gosh, what kind of, oh, nonsense. I hate when that happens too. Okay, then there goes Harden. Walking away. Yeah, let him know, Harden. Let him know. Did Harden get ejected? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so we got the ball. Which, how the hell do you get to sit right here? Like, how much money do you got to pay to sit there? It's like, it's called ownership. You got to have the ownership, dude. Also, look at this little cubicle. Whoa, they got like some kind of setup here. There's like little cubicles. Okay, so we got Harden picking up the ball. Oh my, that's a big old nothing burger. That's a big nothing burger. Is that Scotty Barnes pointing? Yeah, look, dude. What the hell? Okay, so watch Scotty here. So we gotta push. We gotta push. Come on, ref. Tech him up. Tech him up. Which one? Which one? Point to who did it. Who are we teching up? Oh my. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a big old nothing burger. Yeah, just a little pickup here. He wants the ball. Harden play. Yeah, what? Maybe, yeah, a little shove. A little shove. But again, the NBA is not gonna. Oh, dude, we got a couple fans pointing to, like, whoa, get him out of here, ref. Which, it's like, who the hell are you cheering for? You're pointing at your own dude. Oh, and then here comes the cavalry. Pun intended. I didn't even actually cavalry. I didn't even. Okay, I swear I pulled that out of my ass. I didn't even think of that. Okay, and then yeah, that's a big old nothing burger, dude. What in the clickbait kind of bullshit was that? That was a dude. That pisses me off. Now I want to go watch the real fight. Hold on, dude. That that pisses me off so much. I wasted my time watching that. No, we gotta end on something good. Also gotta fast forward. I'm behind a little bit. Oh, yes. Hold on. We have the angle. Please, just a smack roll. There it is. Close enough. Welcome back, Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, what the fuck you say to me? And then they just start to push and shove a little more and push and shove a little more. I can't pause and go back though. Let's go this way. So yeah, we got Jokic coming down here, hitting him with the hey, what's the big idea? I got a little push there. Again, this dude. Ever since this, there were no fights, no scuffles, nothing in the first handful of games to start these playoffs. And then these two get into it, and then everybody's like, okay, we gotta get it. Which nobody ended up getting suspended because Jokic still played his handful of games. And man, that 3-1 lead, that one evaporated pretty quick. Anti-Wolves fans. So, all right. You know what? In fact, let's round it off one more time. Let's end the stream on some. Do we have our overtime winner for? Let's cue this up, and then let's cue up this. Let's cue up two things. We're gonna cue up two things. Yep, ended 3 hours ago. Shit. Oh my gosh, you're so lame. You're so lame. I leave the page, and then the ad's like, I'll sit and wait for you. No, that's not how this shit works. That's a new policy too. No, not policy. What am I thinking of? Like where freaking oh, that was just the goal that sent it to overtime. Oh, lame. So I've been sitting here waiting for okay, whatever. Nope. Which I remember, like, couldn't you like switch tabs or something back in the day? And oh my, okay, this is the shit that I got back-to-back ads because I skipped forward a little bit. Like oh my gosh, I skipped forward another 5 minutes and there's another ad. Like NFL games are unwatchable through YouTube highlights because it plays an ad every like 2 or 3 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like, hey, they're making what, $27 billion a year? I don't think they're making enough. Throw more on ad revenue on YouTube. Okay, sure. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, so let's look here. Okay, Rusty right here. Okay, I know we're hopping back and forth. My bad, people. But this was another chance, and this is in the third. Okay, there's 3 minutes left in the third. So we got Carlson throwing it in to Rust, and then we go a little backhand, back and forth. Then here we go. We got Sid setting a screen, sorta. Whatever's going on here. Little dancey dance. Look at him, dude. It's just him and Vladar all alone. And then there's another one, too, where... Oh, I don't even remember who it was, but someone was in the position of where Sidney Crosby was. But then when they had the puck, they were looking to pass here or back, and they just stalled with the puck for like 2 seconds. And then when they passed it, the defender chipped it away and stuff. I don't know if it was in overtime or it was also in the third period at one point. I can't remember which player it was, but somebody got deep in the blue here, and then they had Vladar one-on-one all alone, and they sat with it for like 2 seconds, and they didn't shoot the puck. Can't remember who it was, whatever. But yeah, Rust, good chance, and again, Vladar just playing out of his freaking mind. What do we got here? A little forehand back, a little poke away, and then skate save. He played phenomenal. So, we'll end the stream right here, guys. I thank y'all for watching and hanging out. This was fun. Those are my thoughts on some of the games that have happened recently. Just because we haven't covered them. NBA playoffs is heating up. Our first series for the second round is already ready to go between the Flyers and Hurricanes. Don't know when that one starts. Right now, I'm throwing this out there just right now. Hold me to it if you're watching now or later. I think the winner of the Hurricanes Flyers series, I think they're going to the Stanley Cup. I don't see Buffalo going to the Stanley Cup. I don't see Boston. I don't see Tampa. If Tampa can collect 2 wins together here and beat the Habs. And I don't, last time the Habs got past the first round was in 21 and they went all the way. So, I'm going to bite my tongue on that one a little bit. But, from what I have seen out of Carolina and Philadelphia, those 2 teams alone have impressed me more than Buffalo, Boston, Tampa, and Montreal. Just saying it how it is. Tampa has looked shaken. Tampa's wins are either in a overtime or clawing back from a deficit of some kind. I don't think Tampa's led very much in that series. I think if we break down the stats and go minute by minute, total lead time, I think Montreal has the percentage in the high 80s or something. I don't think they've something like that. Unfortunately, you can't see that stat. That's a broadcast exclusive, kind of like chances, which, whatever. But trying to think. Buffalo. If Buffalo beat Boston the other day, maybe I'd feel a little bit different. But again, there's something about you haven't been to the postseason in X amount of years. You haven't won a playoff series in X amount of years. I'm not going to just jump on the bandwagon because everybody else who hasn't watched any hockey all year, because because again, if you ask the the Gen Z or whatever, Gen Alpha hockey questions and stuff on social media, if you ask them who's winning the cup, it's the Sabres or the Wild, because that's the media darling right now. Is everybody's going, yep, it's going to be Minnesota and Buffalo, and it's like, huh? Have we seen Colorado? Have we seen Dallas? Have we seen? I guess we forgot Vegas is a team too. I get, because it's either them or it's Edmonton or it's Toronto, or like it's never like because this is the other thing I've watched, and I will admit some of the worst predictions for hockey that I've ever had are when Tampa was in the postseason in 2020. I thought there was no way they would win it, and then they ended up winning back to back. In 2022, when there was the hype around Edmonton and Minnesota and Florida because they won the President's Trophy, I was like, there's no way in hell. I've never seen any of these teams be successful when I've watched hockey. It's always been the Rangers, it's always been the Devils, it's always been the Penguins, hell, even the Sharks, the Blackhawks, the Lightning. Like it's, been those kind of teams. And then what happens 2 years later? Oh, look, Florida goes back to back. And what I'm nervous is with that kind of like timing, it's like I'm sitting here going, yeah, there is no way in hell Buffalo, and then Buffalo wins 3 in a row or some shit like that. Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to see a Stanley Cup three-peat ever in my lifetime. Because, like, I don't know. Like, winning the Stanley Cup is hard when you listen to the players talk about it. But then everything just has to... You have to have this. Whatever this is. This puck luck of your goalie just turning into a brick wall. You have to have that for 16 games. Connor Hellebuyck was the best goalkeeper. I believe he won the award that year too. Last year. Best record, least amount of goals. What happened? The playoffs showed up and the Blues just went, hey, remember your average? And then 7 goals or however. Like, it's your defense catching stride at the right time. It's your players being healthy. It's your forechecks, even though I've barely learned that word in the last 3 years. It's your fourth line showing up, your third line showing up. It's your goal scorers actually being goal scorers, because you realize, wow, we're just picking on teams in the bottom of our division. I'm doing so good. My name is, whoever you want to list off. But like that, and then goalkeeping, coaching, like it all just meshes. It all just comes together in the postseason, and just like, I don't even know how to explain it, because it's like, obviously when the Stanley Cup's like won, it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, because they played phenomenal. But it's like with Philadelphia and Carolina, a little bit of Montreal, and then you go on the west side, Vegas, definitely Colorado. There's just kind of this, the Ducks kind of, but like, do I think the Ducks can get back? No, I don't think the Ducks can get past Vegas, if that's what that matchup is. It feels like, okay, it's going well. And the farther you get into the postseason, you're going to need your goalkeeper turning it on. And so, anyways, that's kind of like a little fun rant about hockey and my thoughts on the postseason, because it just, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that need to, the puck bouncing your way on winning postseasons series and winning the Stanley Cup altogether. Because I mean, I look at this series with the Penguins as a whole, which okay, you want to know something piss me off, is who knows how many years it is that we gotta wait till the Penguins get back to the postseason. But if we pull some stupid shit where we're gonna wear our yellow jerseys, like I have not seen the Penguins blacks. We have not seen their black jerseys in the postseason in over 4 years. A whole presidential term. Let's just trot out there with our yellows. And then the bullshit rule of you pick a jersey for the series and that's what you wear for that whole series. Someone says it was the whole postseason, and I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Like, I learned today because I had to restudy up on it. The reason why the Penguins are black and yellow is because of the city of Pittsburgh. Because they had this badass Penguins logo that was black and yellow, but then they had this blue, this different shades and variants of blue behind it. And then in the 70s and in the 60s, they're watching the Pirates beat ass and the Steelers with Bradshaw and all them beat ass, and they're going, we can't get out of our own way. What the hell is... And then it's like, let's have two colors that correspond with one another and work very well together. And thus, the black jerseys were born. No more blue, which it's fun to go back. Again, spoiler alert, I wasn't around during the 60s or the 70s, so my brain associates, okay, we wear the blue because of the outdoor game, the Winter Classic, 20 years ago or something like that. Like, I always assumed it was that. Did not know because I've forgotten and I've needed a refresh. We wear blue and we've worn blue because that's what their original colors were. Just like how the Packers, their original colors were also the blue and the brown. Or I believe the Eagles, that one time they wore those awful throwbacks. I think their throwbacks as well were blue and yellow or something like that. Because guess what? Spoiler alert, back in the 30s and the 40s, before the war or a little after the war, guess what? This whole variety of, guess what? Your jersey's going to be purple. Your jersey's going to be orange. Like, it wasn't that. It was red, white, blue, black, and that's about it. There was no varieties of, like, splash, like Kraken Glacier Ocean Blue / green, or the Vegas Golden Knight Gold. Hell no. You would not see that color anywhere in the 70s. The flashiest jersey back then was probably the Rangers jersey. But then you look at Toronto's jersey is boring as hell. It's like the Cowboys jersey. It's clean, don't get me wrong, very clean. There's a lot of history behind it, but it's literally just solid blue, some stripes, and then the maple leaf. That is it. Versus the Penguins, where we got one color, two color, three color, four color, a lot of different colors, a lot of different stripes, the Penguins logo on the front. Like, there's some variety. Then you go look at Boston's old jersey, and it's like, oh, it's just a black jersey with the B. Like, the variety and, like, cool showmanship, that came later, but, like, just as a long-winded tangent on how, hey, you know what, maybe we lost this because we didn't even wear our damn uniforms. But I know that's not a real claim to make. But if you go back to game 1 and game 2, I think, funny enough, I think if the Penguins just showed up in one of the first 3 games, this series would have gone to 7, and we'd have one more game, because you steal one of the first 3. I think the series definitely would have gone in a different trajectory too. Like, it never would have been 3-0 and stuff. But, like, you take one away from their 3, we have our 2. They lose tonight. That would have been the Penguins, losing that 3-2 lead to make it, force a game 7 or something. or this could have been the game where, oh, the Penguins had a 3-1 lead, and then, oh, look at this. This was them blowing Game 6 to, okay, now we're going to a Game 7. Like, this series would have been so much different if the defense played better, if offensive scorekeepers played better. Like, dude, Game 2, what was it? Game 2, Game 3, where at one point there was only 10 shots. 10 shots, 9 shots, and we're in the third period. Like, the offensive production was absolutely abysmal. And if I were to overreact on this series as a whole, this is the kind of series where, yeah, there needs to be some just retooling. Like, because, I mean, shit, you look at the Rangers, Colorado, Florida, Edmonton, Vegas, Carolina a little bit. Like, these teams that I'm listing off, these are teams that have had their time in the sun and like shine and been so much more successful from the so much more successful than the Penguins. But like, in their peak of, hey, we reached the Stanley Cup final. Hey, we won the Stanley Cup final. Hey, we made it to the second round and lost in Game 7, but we were like a top 2 team in our division and in our conference. Like, they have blown those teams up and retooled. And then, oh, look at that. They've gotten right back in the dance. Quicker in a turnaround build than Detroit going to the postseason, than the Penguins going back to the postseason and winning a series. Like, it's so bleh. I don't even know. I don't even know. And I think the rumors and the chitter chatters are gonna get really loud on, oh, Crosby's leaving. Bullshit. Like, again, with the hockey thing, you don't leave teams. I think what could help the Penguins is go look at third liners and D-men. Because, look, I think Sheelas and Skinner, great tandem. Phenomenal tandem to take into a postseason. But you go get some guys, whether it's from Vegas, whether it's from Tampa, whether it's from the Panthers, whether it's from the Oilers, which, again, you're not going to find any because these guys, like, have already been paid the money they need to and stuff. But you go get some great defensemen, a Burns, a like, the Avalanche. Here's the thing that's going to be a quiet, like, okay, what was the thing, like, when it's all said and done, if the Avs do win the Stanley Cup and, oh, break the president's curse, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, what was the trade that got the Avalanche to win the cup? Burns. Bringing Burns on board. It's going to be trades like that, or trades of like Wedgwood, or trades of like, you see what I mean? And like, because you look at the Panthers, what was the trade that turned the Panthers around? Chuck, Bennett, Vladimir Tarasenko, but that was for like, I think the first or the second go round. There are a couple other guys, like, again, your third liners, some D-men, like, it just, because Gensel's not coming back, which, but, like, you think about guys like, I didn't think Burns would leave Carolina, but, like, Hedman's not going to leave Tampa. I didn't think Stamkos would leave Tampa either, but then he ended up, I don't know. There's parts of me, and I kind of felt this way about Washington after Washington was eliminated last year. You take away Ovi, what is the Capitals' identity? So if Ovi goes and retires this offseason and he doesn't play, next year and he's done, who are the Capitals going to be? What is their identity? And there's parts of me where you look at the Penguins, and obviously, yeah, it's the nostalgia of, oh, hey, yeah, it's Sidney Crosby and all of them. But, like, Sidney Crosby had 1 goal. No, 2 goals. Sorry. He had 2 goals this whole playoff series. Points, I don't know how many points he had, like, with assists. But, like, if I'm going to look from a numbers point of view and, like, from a stats point of view, like, if you just want to, Gino had a better series. But, again, like, I don't know. Maybe there's other things that Crosby did well, because it's like, it's the little things that you don't see. But, yeah, it's a team sport, and just because you have arguably the best NHLer in the world at that time, McDavid, McKinnon, you're Austin Matthews, even though, give me a break. No, but, like, even we're seeing it right now in the Anaheim series with Edmonton. If your top scorer is not performing, how's that series going to turn out? Well, it's not going so well for Edmonton right now. If Draisaitl wasn't playing, which, by the way, I will admit, I didn't think he was going to be active for this series, that series is over. They've already lost it. Like, Draisaitl is why they won Game 1. Draisaitl is why they won their last game. So, I don't know. That might be a controversial take, but you gotta. It works. It works together. Like, again, with the mesh, just it all fits together. But the team that has impressed me the most has been the Flyers. I'm not gonna lie. Carolina has impressed me too. They're doing well with their defense and goalies. If there's one thing that Carolina needs to improve, it's their scoring. Their scoring, same with the Avalanche, has been abysmal. The Flyers have scored more goals. Minnesota scored more goals. Tampa, Montreal, Buffalo, they've all scored more goals. And it goes together, but you need offense and defense. And what complements a good defense? Offense. And vice versa. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to end the stream here, though. Thank you all for watching. It was fun. It was fun that the Penguins were in the postseason. Is it disappointing that they lost? Of course. I would love to see the Penguins win another Stanley Cup, but dude, this is what pisses me the hell off is it took them 4 effing years to get back. And it's like, dude, I'm going to be in my freaking unk status, pushing past 30 if we got to wait 4 more years for the night. Like, that's like, damn. So, but, it's better than being a Red Wings fan where it's like, oh, you haven't been in how many years? No. But anyways, guys, whether you're watching now or later, I thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I'll catch you all in the next stream. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.